say. And I am a sort of person that likes to talk about meaningful things. And sometimes when I'll sit down to record, it would just be such BS about the most random things ever. And I'm like, why would they even be interested in this? So I just scratch it and I'm like, okay, tomorrow it is. And then days keep passing. And anyway, I don't really know where the days are going as usual. I feel like the last 10 years of my life just flew and I don't know where. Anyway, Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley, Stardew Valley, Stardew Valley. I know. I honestly downloaded this game for banter purposes. I thought that it would just be funny. And then when I sat down to edit a video, I was gathering all the screen recordings that I did, and I noticed that there was one video that was 6 hours long, and I was like, WTF, F for fudge. Nah, but for real, I was like, what? Are you serious? I ended up liking the game so much, and I just really wanted to get a barn and a coop. And that's, I achieved my goal in like, I want to say a week. Yeah, it's fun. And it's probably the only single player game that I actually enjoy, because I generally don't like playing solo. I like playing with others, and plus I'm mostly an FPS kind of gamer, so branching out to all these different games for ASMR purposes actually is turning out to be quite interesting. Anyway, what's up, guys? I actually miss you, and sometimes I used to watch ASMR videos back in the day, and some ASMR, I still watch it, but some ASMR artists would be like, oh, I miss you guys, and I'm like, what is she talking about? Like, Mans doesn't even know me, but I understand now. I genuinely do miss you guys. I miss the engagement, in the comment section. I like knowing how you are and what's going on with you, and I know I think I reply to pretty much every comments, even the supposedly mean ones, although I'm not really tripping about those ones, but yeah. So, and I know every one of you who ever comments on the video or whoever sends me an email, believe me, I know you by your username and by your story. Like, I know some of you are studying med school, at Son in particular. Some are working really hard to acquire their goals, and they're really struggling. Some of you are in university writing exams. Some of you are in school. And I don't want to list out anything in particular, because I think that would be kind of strange. I'm not trying to expose. But believe me, I know who you are, and I do miss you. I like it when we speak, or rather converse in the comments. It's nice. So please do tell me health. How is work? I know, ew, work, but that was it anyway. Today, I had a site visit, which basically means I visited the client's office, except this client is very big. They are one of the largest developers of solar panels, and it's interesting because I saw some statistics not too long ago showing how UAE, although is a very small country, it is actually one of the largest contributors towards emissions and global warming, essentially. For those of you that don't believe in global warming, you gotta go and tell this to all the developers creating solar panels right now, targeting, I don't know, zero emissions and something related to soil. I don't even know, but I just went for the food, and man, it was so worth it because they had this crazy ass buffet, and it was so good. I just ate and ate. Not really, I just had one plate. I felt shy to have anything after. And then I had date pudding, which was fire. But yeah, it was lit. I saw these robots that would clean all the panels, and they didn't need any manpower at all because they would rotate or switch their directions on their own, and also had a timer, and they would go off in the night, and they were also working from the energy from the sun, so they would just sort of charge during the day, and then at night they would just operate. It was really interesting how a lot of jobs are sort of being automated, and I really wonder what that means for a mass population of working and middle class, especially those who are in specific industries that are sort of being replaced by automation. But ultimately, although there are a lot of pros to that, I still feel that a lot of us could really get impacted in a negative way, financially and also mentally, and in the way that we think and act and how we perceive ourselves. You're probably like, what is she talking about? They're just robots, but it's honestly so much deeper than that. I remember in university, I was doing a thesis on AI and machine learning, and I came across something called a persuasive technology. It's mostly designed for the elderly and is also a synonym with the term assistive technology, but it also is called a persuasive technology. It's slightly used by academics, but it essentially means a technology that changes the way, or it changes your habits. So for instance, there was a literal robot that would store medicines and have a timer, so it would set off every single time that your intake of meds were due, and it helps build your habits to take medicine on time. And again, this was for elderly people, and there's a lot of persuasive technology out there like that, which I could not possibly list out into this 30-minute video. But as I continued to study, I found out that there is a cloud. Damn, I'm forgetting the term because it's been like 5 years now, but essentially there's sort of an internet, you can say, for robots, where they share and circulate all the information that they have gathered through machine learning, and all of these robots can access this internet question was, who controls that? Who has access to these internets from a human level? Honestly, the world is so messed up. I know 100% that it's gonna be some greedy ass dude or dudes or females. I mean, there's definitely no specific sex or gender that's greedy, but you know what I'm saying, right? So, yeah, man, it's really crazy on how many levels that we're controlled and can be controlled. That's one of the reasons why I don't have social media, because I really kind of want to be away from technology, not technology, sorry, social media. And man, it can truly make you super insecure sometimes. Alhamdulillah, I'm a pretty secure person, I'm not gonna lie. And I think a lot of that comes from not being on social media, because I never compare myself to anyone. But that's a lie, because there's one aspect of my life that I was constantly comparing, but not in a bad way. I was really happy for my friends when I saw that they had it, but I would look at my life and feel, yo, damn, like I haven't moved into that stage of my life yet, and it would sort of make me feel ways. But now, alhamdulillah, I left it to Allah, I left it to God, and I'ma just keep doing me and putting my efforts, because life is mad short. I know a lot of you guys who don't watch my videos are non-Muslims, but anyway, you're going to sleep, so it doesn't really matter. You don't need to be paying attention to anything that I'm saying, so I'm just gonna rant on, okay? So, in Islam, we believe that God essentially created the universe in 6 days, and within that, the earth was created in, 2 days, I think. Okay, never mind. Wait. Oh my god, my brain is blacking out. Please excuse me, it is 12 a.m. and I've been up since 4 a.m. so it's gonna be 24 hours and 4 hours. So anyway, point is that in Islam we believe that the universe was created in 6 days, and we know scientifically that the age of the universe is approximately 13.7 billion years old. That means 6 days for Allah is 13.64 billion years old. But of course, Allah is time, God is time, and God exists outside of time and space. So time began when Allah placed the throne, his throne, when God placed his throne on top of everything. Obviously, we can't visualize this. We don't know. But my point is, assuming that time started the moment Allah placed the throne on top of all the heavens, and from that there on, the universe came to be. So in our time, it took 13.7 billion years, whereas for Allah it was 6 days throne time. So when you continue to do the math, eventually you arrive at a figure where you realize that each person's lifespan, assuming that they live to old age, that life for us, for Allah on a throne time, is just a mere 4 milliseconds. So our life is 4 milliseconds for Allah. Those of you who know maths, figure it out, okay? Because I can't be bothered doing that math right now, but essentially you just take 6 days for Allah's 13.47 billion years. So 1 day for Allah is how much? And then 24 hours for Allah is how much when you get that figure? And then, you're gonna keep going until you reach how much is 1 second for Allah. But yeah, so life is literally 4.4 milliseconds, which is insane to think about. And that's when you realize more visually really how short life is and how much of our time we spend wasting, literally wasting on the dumbest shit, like wasting being upset. Basically, the time comes down to 1 second for Allah. It's around 27,000 years on Earth. Anyway, my point of all of this is just to say that life is hella short, fam. Like, don't waste it. Being upset, don't waste it. You know, comparing yourself or being upset with yourself because you failed to get out of bed in the morning or some shit. Bro, everybody has hard days, bad days, shit days, days where you don't feel like doing nothing, days where you feel like giving up, days where you question every single thing that you've literally done in your life and continue to do. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, there definitely will be those days and continue to be, but what's important is your discipline. Despite the way that you're feeling, you still get up and you still do it, even though you hate it, even though it makes you feel like shit. Ultimately, a lot of our goals in life are formed intrinsically, and we work towards them in whatever way. And sometimes those goals change, and that's fine too. Then you sort of change your track, you change your path. But it doesn't matter what path you take, because you will have hard days. And this goes for those who don't believe in God as well. It's the same, yo. Like, even if you look back at when you were, I don't know, like 6, when you just close your eyes and you lay down, you know, in your bed, just in your thoughts, and you look back and you're like, shit, I can fully visualize vividly a memory from when I was 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. It just keeps going. And it feels just like yesterday, but the reality is it's not. It was a while ago, it was a minute ago. And really, life is incredibly short, and you don't really know if you have tomorrow. You're honestly not guaranteed it at all. One of my best friends passed away 10 years ago when we both were 16, and it's really crazy because I saw him in school. I remember it was a Thursday, which is, at that time, it was the last, you can say, working day or school day, because Friday and Saturday were weekends back then. It's changed now. Since this January, it's become Saturday and Sunday, like the West. But anyway, so I seen him on Thursday in grade 12, and he's like, he was like, you know, really excited for grade 12, and he sat there and he was going into the principal's office. He didn't get the best grades in grade 11, so he was telling me about how he has this whole game plan of how he's going to ace grade 12 and how he's already signed up for some tutors and extra classes and all the extracurricular activities that he's going to take. And, you know, he was just listing out his entire plan to me, and I was like, yo, you know, Nawaf, that's lit, bro. Like, I'm happy for you, whatever. We talked, and I said, okay, like, I'ma see you on Sunday at school. On our first day, because that wasn't the first day, that was just sort of like buying uniforms and stuff. He was like, cool. Then Friday, I remember I logged into Facebook. I had Facebook back then, when it was the shit, before old people took it over. And I saw a status his little brother had posted, you know, which just basically means we belong to Allah, and to Allah we return. was like, what the hell is Khalifa talking about, you know? And then I started seeing comments on Khalifa's post, like, rest in peace, Nawaf, rest in peace, whatever. And I thought it was some sort of sick joke. So on Sunday I went to school and I was fuming. I was like, you guys are sick. I don't know how you're writing this stuff, you know, you're messed up and yada yada yada. And I went to Khalifa and I was like, what is this? And he's like, no, you know, he passed away in a car accident. Yo, life hit me really hard that time. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it, and I was in denial for at least 6 months, man, because it was so weird, dude. Like, he was right there. I was hanging out with him. I was supposed to see him in 2 days on Sunday, but I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye, you know. And man, that's what I mean. You really, really, truly don't know how long you have. Really, you have no idea, but we continue to live our life as if we are guaranteed tomorrow. There is absolutely no guarantee, and we spend our present killing ourselves for an unknown future, a future that is not guaranteed. I'm not saying that, and not just that, we waste our time living in the past as well, a time that can never, ever, ever be returned. We are constantly at loss of time. Constantly. Time is the one thing that is a treasure, and it gets utilized every single day, every single moment that you're awake, and you're in loss of it. And you don't know how much time you have. So just be happy, just relax, be calm, take a moment to breathe when things get hard. Be patient in your hardships and be grateful in your good. And be grateful even in your hard times, because believe me, there is always something to be grateful about. And there's just no situation that you can't get over, really. There truly isn't. You could be in like the worst of the worst of the worst situations, and trust me, you'll still have it better than somebody out there in the world. And if you do, then you got a reason to be grateful for something. You know, I seen this video of this little girl. She literally only has a head for a body. That's it. And her family carries her around in a bucket. Okay, in a literal bucket. Can you just imagine that for 1 second? Just imagine that sort of life. And I swear in the video, she's smiling. Yeah, she was wishing that she could have limbs. You know, that she could be like other kids, live a normal life. But she was good, she was happy, she was content. Bro, I don't know, how could I possibly, astaghfirullah, how could I possibly ever complain about anything? I have everything. And you who's listening, my homie, my G, my friend, my dear friend, you who are listening to this, trust me, man, you got it good. Man, if we can access technology and be on our phone and be able to listen to a video online, we're already well off compared to a lot of people in the world. And the funny thing, right, we love to compare ourselves against people, or against things that we don't have, but we never look at those who don't have what we have. We're constantly comparing ourselves to the better versions or the better things that people supposedly have. Bro, just compare yourself to somebody in poverty, somebody who doesn't have, you know, somebody who's an orphan, somebody who doesn't have good health, somebody who doesn't have limbs, somebody who you, like that little girl who is just a literal head. And I don't mean to undermine her struggles. I could not even imagine her struggles, but she's inspiring because she doesn't give up. She keeps pushing, she keeps going, even though there is so much that she doesn't have compared to me, compared to you. So, ultimately, life is mad short. There's always something to be grateful for. In your hard times, you gotta be patient and believe that you will get through it, because you will. You will, man. There is just one you in this whole world, and I always say that. That's like my standard slogan in life, that there is only one you, and you are given this opportunity to be alive, to be a part of the universe, and you will never ever be replaced. You matter. Your existence matters. And it's not necessary for your existence to have an impact to everyone around you. It's enough if you have a positive impact on yourself. When you succeed individually, society as a whole benefits from that. I'm not really a person that necessarily resonates with the idea of individualism, where, you know, the whole, as long as I'm not hurting anyone, it's fine. For me, defining what hurt means is really important. It's not, for me, it's not restricted to physical pain. It can be spiritual pain, mental pain, emotional pain, all of that kind of thing. And I really think that it's important sometimes to consider how your actions can have an impact on society. We've really lost touch with communal ties, being close to your community, knowing your neighbors, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're just getting so indulged in our phones, in literal bullshit, man. Oh, Jesus me sometimes. And I can't even lie to you, man. Like, I feel like I don't have a lot of people to relate to, although, like, you guys know by now that I am a Muslim, and it's recently that I sort of, you can call me a revert. It's been like, what, 8 years or so, and honestly, it's really hard to make friends because nobody cares about the deen, bro. No one cares, and that's okay. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I definitely believe in everybody having a right to their own truth, and that truth doesn't have to be the same as mine, because that's their truth, and I 100% respect that. But sometimes it's can be sort of important to have people that share your worldviews, because you can really feel misunderstood at times. And as a Muslim, my worldview and my morals are derived from the Quran, which I believe, you know, is the ultimate law. And when my friends advise me that goes against my beliefs, it's difficult to kind of find a bridge in certain scenarios, so it can get really lonely sometimes, for real. But alhamdulillah, I do have some really amazing friends, even though we don't necessarily share the worldview. They are my life, and they're better than me 1,000 times. Morally, you know, emotionally, mentally, much stronger than me. I don't even come 1% close to them. But so I choose to focus on that, alhamdulillah, for my beautiful friends. And yeah, so my point is, I don't know what my point is. I don't even really know why I was saying all that. I guess I do feel, I can feel lonely sometimes, but, you know, I'll just spend my time in the mosque, or gaming, or just chilling with the fam. no one cares about the tea. No one cares about deep discussions. No one cares about, knowing how the universe came into existence or what your purpose is. And it's okay. I'm not saying that those are topics of discussion or need to be, but I'm just saying that sometimes it can get lonely. That's all. Wow. Yeah, my bones cracked. My bad. But yeah, that was completely unnecessary to say all that. But with that being said, I do love the fact that my friends offer me a different perspective on things, and it helps me to shape my worldviews without necessarily affecting the foundations, but just sort of expands my views, you know what I mean? And I would hate to be restricted. I would hate actually to have people around me who are like yes men, like everything I say it's true. No, like challenge me, tell me I'm wrong. And I think those are very genuine friendships, at least for me. So alhamdulillah, I'm grateful despite the loneliness. But I guess this is kind of an example how your perception of things can really impact the way that you feel emotionally and mentally. My god, I just talked so much bullshit right now. It wasn't really bullshit, but just went on a crazy rant about I don't even know what. Anyway, I hope that you guys weren't listening, to be honest, because goddamn, I said some really random ass stuff, completely unnecessary, and I really don't want to re-record again. But yeah, man, just live your life, be happy. There's only one this moment that's real. Plan for the future, work towards the future, but don't forget to live in the present. Be patient in your hard times. Practice gratitude. Wake up every day and list out 10 things that you're grateful for, because there always is something to be grateful for. Cherish the people that love you and care for you, and just be happy. And those days that you're feeling sad, and if you find yourself feeling sad more often than happy, which essentially means that perhaps you're entering the stage of depression, find a way, identify it, and find how to overcome that. There is always a way. There is always a way out of every situation, and you just gotta view it like that. If you start viewing things in a way where you think that you can never get over the obstacle, or the situation will never change or never end, then best believe you're gonna stay in that forever. Because a lot of times how we view the situation can truly set us free from it. And try not to, let Instagram define who you are. Please, I beg you. Be you unapologetically, your unique self. And trust me, you will love yourself for it. And, F whatever shit that people have to say to you. Just be yourself. Okay? I will catch you guys in the next video, inshallah.